You think it's too high?
Here.
I don't know. Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Real close.
Real close.
Hurt.
Children are such goofy creatures. Really. And when you put 30 of them into one class for 6 hours a day, you just don't know the results. No idea what can happen. In my kindergarten class, our wonderful teacher would hand out these little squares of paper with this white goop on them. And this white goop was meant to do our crafts with. It was school paste. And of course, as soon as she handed it to us, being curious kindergarten kids were, it tastes like vanilla icing. So we probably, throughout the class, probably ate about 3 gallons of it each. We ate a lot more than we put on the, made the little cards with. And she just was, okay, you know, these kids are in kindergarten, what can I do? So then I moved to first grade, and it turns out that school paste, eating school paste, was a gateway drug. Because the next year, we had these white sheets with purple printing on them, called mimeograph sheets. And we took to sniffing them, and they sniffed, oh, they smelled so good. We spent more time sniffing them because we were addicts than actually doing the work pages that we were supposed to be doing with them. Okay, so everybody survived 2nd grade. In 3rd grade, I was prone to bad earaches. And I was in class one day and I kept hearing this thumping in my ears. And it was growing louder and louder. I began to feel like the guy in the Telltale Heart. So, you know, Mrs. Morgan. And she has her back turned to the class. I'm not talking, I'm just raising my hand. She's writing on the blackboard. Finally, I can't stand it any longer. I think my head's gonna explode. And I jump up out of class going, help, help, my ears are falling off, my ears are falling off. And I go running out the door, and the kids are just laughing hysterically at me. And the teacher is like, oh, okay, I gotta go see what this is about. So she follows me out to the hall, and just one look at me, she could tell I was absolutely having a breakdown. I was having an anxiety attack. I didn't know what was going on. And the bottom line was I got to go home, and I had a bad earache. So now we move along. Next thing I know, I'm in 8th grade. 8th grade, it was just the most ridiculous year for most of the girls going through adolescence. We were just so self-conscious. And I was up in front of the class giving a speech on Abe Lincoln for Lincoln's birthday. And so I'm starting out, oh, Mr. Lincoln was born in a log cabin, and I see something red and white sticking out of the sleeve of my sweater. And back then, the mohair sweaters had just come out, and all the girls had mohair sweaters. So I'm continuing. He taught himself to read by the firelight, and as I'm talking, I'm pulling this object out of my sleeve like a magician. And it turns out it's a red and white checkered dish towel that had gotten stuck in the mohair sweater. Well, I may not have seemed very laughable to anybody else, but I have to admit, I stood there having a total meltdown. I couldn't finish a speech. I peed myself laughing in front of 30 people. And the teacher said, Linda, go to the girls' room. Just get out of here. So high school, of course, was full of, you know, what high school is. But at the very end, I finally felt like I could do something that I had never thought possible. I was on the Queen's Court, and I was Miss Congeniality. Well, I realized that I had the looks, you know, I had the California girl, blonde hair and all that. But I had absolutely not a single marketable skill. Marcia could do the baton twirling, she was a drum majorette, and Libby was a piano, you know, could really play the piano. I didn't know what to do. I came home crying, and my mom said, Linda, calm down. You know, you're going to be in a parade, this is exciting things. You know, nobody in our family's done this before. And she had a friend who had a gay 90s bathing suit from a Halloween party at work she had been in with her. So she borrowed the costume. I had a Mrs. Miller record. Mrs. Miller was this horrible, horrible singer, and she thought she was really good. At least we thought she was good. And so I had her record of the Supremes doing Lover's Concerto, which was itself based on a Bach minuet. And it went something like, how gentle is the rain. And so I was up there on stage because I couldn't do anything else but comedy. So I was up there on stage, prancing around, just being absolutely, you know, pirouetting and all the things I wanted to do because I really did want to be a ballerina. And my uncles were in the audience and they fell out of their seat laughing. They just couldn't believe I was so ridiculous. And in my mind, I thought, I'm going to be the next Isadora Duncan. But as it turned out, I have a little bit of Lucy in me. In fact, a lot.
That's great.